Chief of the Defense Staff, General Jennie Carignan. General Carignan, it's so great to see you today. Thank you for spending some time with us. Tell us why today is so meaningful for you.
Good morning, Omar. It's a pleasure to be here this morning with you. Today is actually my first time as Chief of Defense Staff for Remembrance Day ceremony, so this is definitely a very special to me. In terms of reminding ourselves of the service of many Canadians in defense of Canada.
As you mentioned, you're new into the post. Congratulations, by the way. I want to ask you, one of the major challenges in the past little while has been one of recruitment. The CAF is saying there are about 15,000 soldiers short. There is that deficit that exists right now, especially at a time when we're seeing successive conflicts. I mean, we hear about the more publicized ones in the Middle East, Ukraine, for example, but there are dozens across the entire world. Why do you think those recruitment challenges are still persisting?
So, Omar, it is clear that we are definitely in need of Canadians coming over and serve Canada. So this has not changed. We have embarked on a transformational agenda, and then we are on our way to recruiting more Canadians who volunteer to serve Canada. So again, it's going to take a little bit of time, but we are well on our way to get back to our full complement of people. And again, as we increase the number of new capabilities, it will be important, again, to recruit our full complement of people.
Is there a timeline or benchmark to get to that full complement?
Yes, we're looking at doing this within the next 5 years. And again, this is based on the requirements and the threat assessments that we are, of course, observing and monitoring very closely. But again, onboarding those new capabilities, this is all, again, structured in order to be able to reach that.
Today, of course, General Carignan is a day that's not about politics, but I would be remiss not to ask you about the criticism that Canada has faced for not pulling its weight internationally. What are you hearing from your international counterparts about this?
What I'm hearing is a lot of appreciation for Canada's contribution. Again, we are contributing above, well beyond what, above our weight, basically. So I'm hearing a lot of demands for more Canadians, as that service is definitely recognized across our allies. And then, frankly, we know that we are, for a day like today, we know we are standing on the shoulders of our predecessors in terms of great legacy of service over the course of many, many conflicts.
At a time when we are seeing increased conflict in the world, though, Donald Trump, who will now formally become president in January, has criticized Canada for not meeting its NATO target of 2% of GDP. Now, Canada says that it will be able to do this by 2032, which is 8 years away. I know it's the job of the government to control the purse strings and the budget, but do you think, in light of what we're seeing from our allies, that money should be accelerated?
So this is exactly what we are aiming to do, is make those resources and that funding working for us. And really, my job consists in harnessing those resources to make sure that we achieve our transformational agenda.
Do you feel currently, General Carignan, that you've got the resources, that the CAF has the resources it needs to be able to do its job effectively?
Omar, we are very enabled with the new defense policy, with the new funding and the new investments announced. So we are definitely organizing to ensure that we develop the capabilities that we will need in the next couple of years and for the future as well.
Lastly, General Carignan, I want to ask you about sexual misconduct in the military. You've been regarded by many as being a trailblazer on this file. And have made significant strides on that file. Tell me where some of the gaps remain.
So the work in terms of overall misconducts is, of course, never done. So this is what we've learned from our past experiences, is that we need to stay on top of this and manage our people in such a way where reporting is encouraged, our affected members are supported through the process, but also that we create the environment for all of our members to feel safe within their own teams.
General, we began this conversation talking about recruitment, and I want to conclude it by asking you about recruitment as well. You know, you've had such an illustrious career. You've been deployed all around the world. What is the pitch that you would make to somebody considering a career in the military, and why it is so valuable?
Thanks, Omar, for this. Frankly, serving in the military, personally, it allowed me to contribute to something important, contribute to something that is that matters, and again, an honorable role for Canada and Canadians. So I would encourage Canadians towards service, as it is definitely something that allows us to develop and then create a wealth for Canadians.
All right, General Carignan, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Omar. Have a great day.